from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Oh, what's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. What? Thank you guys for being here. Today is, God, I have no idea. Today is, shit, I really don't know. Wednesday. How do I not know? October 16th, 2024. And this is episode number, I gotta fix that. Episode number 854 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey! I'm very tall. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I know why. There we go. Hey, hello, hi, how are you? I was adjusting the desk over the last couple of days while your boy was doing these goddamn taxes. I hate these taxes. I hate them so much. I hate them. They're the devil. They're the devil. You hear me? Oh my God. I'm so glad it's over with. I'm so glad. I just, I tell you what, man. Somebody asked, I think it was Nasty Nate asked, who does their taxes in October? And I can answer that question. Yo dumbass boy does what? Reading a portion of Undefined. You kiss my ass, sir. Let's just get rid of all this. Let's just take this out. We'll get rid of this for now. Delete those rows. We don't need all that. We'll get rid of all that. We're just gonna rotate a baseball score. We'll just rotate the other stuff. Yeah. So yes. So when you do your taxes, they're normally due April 15. Normally. Unless you're my dumbass. And then you file an extension because you have so much shit that you have to do. I wish I could show you like what it looks like. My spreadsheet. Let me see. I just want to show you how many tabs, or I want to count the tabs that my spreadsheet has. Let me see, where is it? Taxes. Let's see. My drive. I started, I missed a show not too long ago for some reason. I forget what it was. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll start working on taxes again because that's going to be coming up soon. And it was a good thing I started doing some shit then. And I had done some shit back in April to get ready. And I had like entered a bunch of shit, but so this is, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 different tabs in my spreadsheet for doing my taxes. I have to bring in all of my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal. I have Amex. I have Amazon shit that I have my bank account for my business. And then I have to separate it all between Barry on Deck and comedy. So I have to, all the money I make, I have to separate because It's two separate businesses with two separate incomes and expenses. So I can't just go, I made this much and this was my expenses. No, the IRS doesn't accept that. You have to say, I made this much in comedy and I spent this much. And this is all the different categories, right? So there's different expense categories. Oh, let's see. Where is it? Here's all my IRS expense categories. Where'd they go? Raw data. No, expense categories. So then they want to know, how much did you spend on advertising? How much assets, business travel, communications, contract labor, home office, inventory, legal and professional fees, 100% meals, 50% meals, office expenses, other miscellaneous expenses, which is just like a catch-all. Then you have supplies, taxes and licenses, and vehicles. So just other miscellaneous expenses alone, you lump in shit like bank service charges, books, magazines, newspapers, and other subscriptions, business-related gifts, conferences, continuing education, credit card fees, dues, employment agency fees, memberships to Costco or stuff like that, printing and copying, prizes, shipping and postage, small tools, startup costs, tax return software. It just goes fucking on and on. And then it's confusing because it'll be like software goes two different places, because it'll be like if office expenses is software, but then software would also be under software is office expenses and then it's somewhere else. Licensing. It's oh my God. And so it's different if you're just like, oh, I don't have any of that. But, oh my God, I have it twice. Jared said not one of those said backup generator. Yeah, that's true. If Barry wouldn't have started in April, there wouldn't be a show for a month. Yeah, no shit. No shit. But, what is going on here? Bitch, turn your ass around. So it's been wild. And every year it's like this. And every year I swear I'm going to get on QuickBooks or I'm going to fix this spreadsheet. And then I don't, because I spend so much time doing this. For 4 days straight, I have done nothing but this. So I'm burned out. So I don't even want to look at it until next April. And then when April rolls around, I'm going to wait till the last second. And then I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to file an extension. But that's not even my biggest complaint. All right. I am a nerd. So I kind of nerd out on spreadsheet stuff. I mean, you guys have seen our fantasy stuff that I track, and you guys have seen, speaking of, do I have all the updated, let's see, week 2, who did I play? Yeah, I beat Lisa. Barely. So you guys have seen all that, right? So, I mean, like, it's not that I hate getting into a spreadsheet and doing the damn thing. That's not it at all. But I just can't fill out a 1040 easy, you know what I mean? And then just keep it rolling. I have to deduct everything. And then I have to go in. So then I have to do, this is crazy, right? So then I have to go in and import like my bank statement from my business checking account, which I should just get two, but I have to import my business account because it all falls under Who's Fancy Media. And then I have to go in and say like, all right, let's say there's a charge for, I don't know, let's see. It'll say, let's see, F&M Expressions, $182. What is that? And then I'll have to go and look that up. And then I go, oh, that is XYZ. That's for Barry is Funny merch. So then I have to go and tag it. This is Barry is Funny. It's an expense. It's for merch, but it's not inventory. It's supplies to make merch. And I have to do that for every single thing. And then I have to take out, here's the problem. And Jenny's mom does a great job. She keeps up with this stuff all year. But here's the problem, right? Here's where it gets really complicated. And I'm just bitching, and you guys don't give a fuck. You're just like, entertain me, funny man. But I don't give a fuck. I have stayed up until literally Nora has left for work, and that's when I go to sleep the last 2 days. So I'm going to complain about this, and y'all can just fucking listen or not. You can come back later when we talk sports. What up, Flip? This is the worst part, and this is where it gets so goddamn complicated, right? So think about it this way. When I make money, like if Patreon, that's easy. Patreon comes in, no big deal, right? But Patreon sends me a 1099, and then Patreon goes to the bank statement. So I just have to make sure how I track it. Do I track it via the 1099, but I have to go in and exclude it or extract it out of the bank statement? Otherwise, I end up claiming the income twice. And that's where it gets really, 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 really complicated, because when you're in like, you know, Venmo or PayPal, when you guys do like Thankful Thursdays or whatever, if I go in and just lump in my Venmo income and then I transfer that money into my checking account, and then I have Venmo, I end up counting it twice, and I've done that before, and now I'm doubling what I've made to the IRS, even though I haven't made that much. So now I'm taxing myself twice. It is just fuck it. It's a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. It's true, Alex. I stayed up all night. Everybody's going to hear it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So Spoon said, do you have enough deductions to claim everything? Here's what's crazy. This year, I didn't make enough. I did all of that work. And they were like, oh, the standard deductions, you'd be better off taking the standard deductions. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? What? Now, granted, last year I had a huge tax bill because I had transferred a lot of my assets and stuff from back in the days when I was in corporate, and I sent a lot of it over to my buddy who's a financial advisor, and because I did that, we ended up having to sell a bunch of like stock options and then transfer it to him. And so I had this like $8,000 tax bill. Fucking what? Because it counted as like a huge amount of income because I sold it all and then he rebought it into something new. Wasn't expecting that. But it really didn't come out of pocket necessarily. It ended up really just costing a couple $100 because all he did was sell more of the stock assets or whatever to cover it. This time around though, I don't know. This is the part I guess, but overall I didn't make as much money this year. Especially Barry on Deck. Comedy, I think comedy I made slightly more than last year, but Barry on Deck's revenue was way down compared to the year before. You know, we have people quit Patreon, the Twitch money goes down, people stop watching, we don't have sponsors, and that's kind of been how Barry on Deck has been since the beginning. Year 1, everybody was gung-ho. Year 2, you lose people. Year 3, you lose a little more, and here we go. So, yeah, I've kind of expected that, and we're starting to level off a little bit. But it's going to fluctuate because, it's 1,000%. Why isn't that popping up? Why isn't that popping up? What the fuck was that? Why didn't that pop up? That makes me so angry. But I'm starting to figure that out a little bit. Yeah, seriously, why didn't that pop up? Motherfucker. Okay, I don't know why my alerts didn't pop up. I gotta go fix that real quick. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Nope. Where's what? What? Oh! BOD scores. Oh my God, what are we doing? Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits, buddy. See, I didn't say that for you guys to send more. No, stop. I didn't. That's not why I said it. I was just sharing with you why I didn't qualify. Stop. Last year I qualified. I had a tough shit. This year, no. But, okay, what? Why aren't the alerts? You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do this. This is the easy way. Alerts. Which one was that popped up? I don't know. I'm not really sure now. Shit. I don't know. Donna, thank you for the 50 bits. Spoon, thank you for the 100 bits, buddy. Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits. And hey, man, shout out to Sensei Bullrog for the shout out to his 72 viewers. Oh. There it goes. Which one was that? Fuck. Oh, somebody do it one more time. Heartthrob, thank you for the 100 bits. You're going to take these bits and like them, sir. Somebody just send me one bit so I can see which alert it pops up on over here so I know where to add it on the main fucking one. But thank you, Heartthrob, for the 100 bits. I appreciate you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right, 71. Thank you, good sir. Thank you, good sir. There we go. Cool. That should do it. So anyways, all of that to say, it's not even the worst part. Not even the worst part. It's not even the thing that makes me the most angry. Spoon, thank you for the 100 bits, buddy. Yeah, Flip, that's my next focus. I got to get the Fuck Them Kids shirts, or the Fuck Them Kids brand off the ground. And I got to get the new Barry on Deck shirts out. Oh, that's the other thing I needed, Donnie. You're the best. Thank you. I got to move that up a skosh. Got to move it up a skosh. So I will, that's my next big focus is to get all that merch out and get them mailed to you. You don't want to know what the biggest thing or the biggest beef I had besides having to do all that? It cost me $501 or $500. How much did it cost me to file my taxes? Spoony, thank you for the 1 bit, buddy. That was actually perfect. I needed that. Thank you. You knew. See, that's why Spoon needs to be my producer. He just quit your job and just come work for me for nothing. Spoon's like, fuck you, man. Let's see. Where's my order confirmation? There we go. It cost me $475 to file my taxes. Now, here is where I got the most angry. I have to file taxes in every city or every state, that I work in. That's just, we talk about that with like football players and stuff like that, right? Like they have to file taxes when they, if they go play football in a particular state, they have to file or, they have to pay income tax in that state. So that's no different. Let me get rid of this fucking, my wife's too hot for me to work. Not work. I must work to keep her. That's very true, Spoon. Oh, what the shit is this? Get out of here. Scram diddlyumptious, kid. Beat it. It costs, TurboTax charges $64 per state. To file your state income tax, right? So if you lived in Texas, not only do you I have to do the TurboTax Max or whatever, which is $125. Okay. That's what my TurboTax cost me. But then when I travel to go to Wichita, where Spoon lives, and do a show up there, then because I've made money in Wichita, I have to file taxes, state income tax in Wichita for the money that I made in Wichita. Where's my fucking... So every one of those cost me $64. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different states. 6. The only one that I didn't have to file was Oklahoma. Yeah, Arthop said they don't teach you that shit in school. Yeah. Ow. Skin hanging off. Here's what pissed me off the most. This is what I owed in each state. Not how much I had to pay to file. We've already established it cost me $64 plus tax for the software to file the taxes. But this, once I filed, this is what I owed in each state. Because when you go, you get deductions. They'll say, oh, this is how much income you showed federally. How much of that income came from Kansas? And then they go through the deduction process just like you do federally. And then that's how they come up with, oh, well, you have like a Kansas farm thing? No, well, you don't get that deduction. Well, no shit. I'm a comic. I fucking came in for 3 days. So you get hardly any of the deductions, but I mean, I'm a comic. I don't make that much money. Here's what I owed in each state. Keep in mind how much I paid. I paid $64 to file state income tax in Alabama, where I owe $7. I paid $64 to pay $7. Oklahoma was $0. Kansas, because I didn't file an extension, I had a late fee. So instead of owing, I had late fees. I paid $64 to file state income tax in Kansas, where I owe $38. Should have been $35. But penalties and interest are a motherfucker. So I paid $64. I owe $38. That's Kansas. Missouri, worked there twice. I paid $64 where I owe $74. Let's get it. Let's get it. Illinois, I paid $64 where I owe $30. And Arkansas, I paid $64 where I owed $30. I can't believe I had to pay $64 to pay $7 in Alabama state income tax. It's just unfucking believable. It is the stupidest guy. What I need to do is see how can I go do this manually and not pay $64. It's the most god awful thing ever. Now, let's do some math here. 64 times 5. And actually they chart, yeah. 64 times 5. That's $320 that I paid to file 7. $179 total in state income taxes. Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing, America? What are we doing? Also, fuck you, TurboTax. Fuck you and your turbo butthole. Jesus Christ. What a goddamn ripoff. I mean, what a fucking ripoff that is. You want to know why it's a ripoff? The software's already made. They don't have to remake it. They got to update it. Bitch, fuck you. Yeah, can you write off the tax prep this year? Oh, yeah, but you know what you get? You don't get fucking dollar for dollar. You get pennies on the dollar. So of the $475, I'll get 20%, 15% of that back. Shit. Oh, my God, I hate it. I hate it. Hey, what up, Jaime? I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. It's ridiculous. Just flat tax me, bitch. Flat fucking tax me. That's it. Flat tax me. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of it. Just fucking flat tax me. That's it. How much money did you make? How much money did you make? I made X. I made X dollars. All right. It was 25%. Bet. Done, fuckers. Done. Take it. Done. Done. Just fucking take it. Just take it. Go. Have it. I mean, it should be 2 lines. How much did you make? This is what you owe. Bet. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Exactly, Tony. Exactly. I tell you what, Tony said you could have done 5 more shows in the time it took you to file taxes. Flat tax rates for everyone. I'm with you. I'm in. You just get a bracket. If you make between this and this is your tax rate. This and this is your tax rate. This and this is your tax rate. And if you want to do deductions or whatever, no. Fuck that. How much money did you make? Okay, you owe us this. Period. End of story. Amos says, sounds like the time and headache you went through, you're better off paying someone. Well, here's the problem, Amos. I used to have a CPA. Okay? I told this story before. His name was George Kell, my mom's old CPA. And George was mean as fuck. Hey, what up, Asymmetric Risk? Good to see you, buddy. Good lawns. My lawn looks like shit, bro. Like shit. I haven't watered it in forever. Water's expensive out here on the back 40. Fuck all that. Hey, y'all, thank you for the hype train, by the way. Level 1, 36%. 571 bits, you guys are the titties. Thank you for the 100 bits, Asymmetric Risk. Much appreciated, sir. Yeah, I used to have a CPA. And you know what he did? You know what they do? You don't just, that's the misconception is, or at least that's what I thought when you had a CPA, is you just walked in and handed them a box and went, here's my shit. That's on you, player. Let me know what I make or what I owe. What he did or does is he would say, all right, send me all your stuff, but it has to be organized. I need all of your expenses itemized for each business. And here's the categories. I'm like, well, then I might as well, because the only thing left to do after that is fill out the fucking TurboTax. The only thing that a CPA guarantees or provides above and beyond what TurboTax does, at least from my experience, is audit protection. And you can pay for that with TurboTax, and it answers questions. And well, in fact, they don't answer questions because you don't ask them. You know what I mean? You don't have to ask questions because they're doing it. So it's not like, what do I file Canva under? Is that a software license or is that just software? They just know what to do, so you don't have to ask that question. It's just, yeah, exactly, asymmetric. Just do my job for me. Like, what, bro, what? Fuck you. Yeah, that would be funny. All right, you guys tell your jokes, make yourself laugh, and then I'll just, at the end, I'll let you know if those jokes were funny. That's the equivalent. Sorry, your jokes weren't funny. Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'm done bitching. I feel like I earned that because the last 4 days have been hell. And get ready, because if this show is still going a year from now, I'll be doing it again. Well, hopefully I'll be done and get this shit finished in April and won't put it off until next October. Because this time, I vow to do a few things. One, I'm going to automate this so that when I populate this goddamn spreadsheet, I've kind of built up a history now over the last, it's kind of like the Laminator 5000. I'm starting to develop a pattern. And so now I'll just got to go in and do some coding. And then as I plug in my business checking, I can automate it. Yeah, you know me, I'm a nerd out on that shit. I even found, I think I can automate my mileage. All I'm going to have to do is put in the location of the club. That's it. Just the name of the club. And I think I can automate through scripting. I think I can automate using Google Maps API. That it'll go out. It'll take the name of the club. It'll go out to Google Maps, get the address, come back using, I'll give it a variable like my address, and then it'll calculate what that is round trip and plug that in. Suck it, nerds. I just got to sit down and code it all up and do it. Yeah. I don't know why this score is on here, by the way. I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. What? Why is that? Why is that doing that? Why is that doing that? Is there because we don't have any scores over in this bitch? They don't seem to be working right now. Huh. You know what? I'm just gonna take this. Fuck that San Francisco score. That's like old news. We'll take Buffalo. We'll take the Buffalo score. And we'll get some baseball scores. 10-7. That's old as shit. MLB gets scores. Do you want to get yesterday's scores? Yes. What? Bitch. Who coded this? Oh, I did. Get scores. Oh my God. Hey, what up, Jen? Nerds killing it at Tesla SpaceX. Oh, I kind of heard a little bit about that. Why is that back? All right, so we got some shit to get into. We got a lot to get into, as a matter of fact. So let's do it. Let's start with our sports headlines. We've got fantasy to get into. We've got Week 7 NFL. We've got a ton of trades going on. And I also want to talk about Dan Lanning. Not only is he a genius, but he's a dumbass. You heard that right. Dan Lanning is a genius and a dumbass. But before we get to that, we got to get to our sports headlines. Let's get it. Come on. All right, here's your sports headlines for the day. As it stands, there have been two big trades. Two big trades go down in the NFL and a few more. But the two biggest ones obviously were receiver related. And they both go to, well, one team for sure that needed it. I'm a little shocked about the Bills, but what up, Jen? Good to see you, sweetie. The Jets trade was perhaps the biggest, but not the most shocking. If you didn't know, the Jets have traded for Davante Adams. No shock for a lot of people. They obviously are all in on this. And we talked a couple of days ago. What do you do? I mean, it's a bowl full of suck over there in Jets camp. And then you saw Monday Night Football. It was the Jets and the Bills. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't great. And then the Jets, Troy Aikman had an interesting comment. He's like, I don't know what they do after this. They fire Robert Saleh. They look like assholes. They look like morons. They don't know what they're doing. At least that's what they look like. And then after all that, they go out there, they're gung-ho. They're all their eggs are in this basket, right? They're like, as a team, as a group, they're like, they wanted it so bad. They still lost. Well, now we know what they did. They went out and pushed their even more chips in. So they go out and get Davante Adams, who we kind of knew was going somewhere. We just didn't know where. But they traded. Let's see. It was a conditional third. Where did I lost the damn? Let's see where. There it is. They traded a conditional third, and it becomes a second if Adams ends 2024 as a first or second team All-Pro, or is on the active roster for the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. So the Jets send a conditional third round pick. So that's what they gave up. They gave up a third, but if the Jets make the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game, or Davante Adams ends up being first or second team All-Pro, then that third round pick becomes a second round pick. At this point, it's all in for Aaron Rodgers. It's all in. You got it's put up or shut up now. You got no more excuses. You got the head coach fired. You got all the receivers you wanted, bro. You got Cobb, Lazard. Now you've got Davante Adams. I'm surprised at this point. He got his offensive coordinator, who's not even calling plays now. I guess they called the Hail Mary, which he executed flawlessly again. I'm surprised that Aaron Rodgers hasn't demanded that Green Bay send a G over. You know, that G on the side of the helmet? He'll be like, guys, here's what I want. All right. I want Randall Cobb. I want Alan Lazard. I want Davante Adams. And instead of spelling Jets, 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 from now on, we're going to spell it Gets, Jets, because I need that Green Bay G on the side of the helmet. That's why I'm not winning. I need the G. That's what's missing. I got to have that too. So from now on, Gets, Jets, and I need the G. So make it happen, ownership. I want you to get with Green Bay, have them send the G over. We own that now. Aaron, we can't make it happen. I'm all in. Are you all in? Do you want to win? Okay. Aaron, we can't do that. Just do it. While you're at it, can you get the gold? I mean, we got the green already. Can you get the yellow also? This dude has had too much ayahuasca. This guy is high as shit. It's weird. Yo, what up, Dre? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, asymmetric Grizz. He's so old. Rodgers is looking old. He's looking old and he's looking odd. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. I think it's too little too late. The crazy thing is, though, the absolute wild and crazy thing is, they're not out of it. They're not out of it by any stretch. Were they one game back? Had they beaten the Bills, they're in first. Yeah, the Bills would be 3-3, and the Jets would be 3-3. They'd be tied in that division. Instead, they're 2-4. Bills are 4-2. Bills are a plus 39, and they just got some offensive help for Josh Allen, who needed it. Donna, what up, sweetie? Donna's over on the tubes. Is she the only? No, there's some more people over there. Jaime said, you really sound like my wife right now. Was I? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me get caught up over on the tubes. Ugh. Yeah, I think the Jets are in trouble. One, they have a team full of good young players, but they added a bunch of old dudes to it who I think are starting to show that they might be past their prime a little. Like Aaron's not looking good. Now, does this mean that they can't rebound? Absolutely not. I'm not going to put anything past Aaron Rodgers. But it's not looking good so far. It's not looking good at all. And remember, they fired Robert Saleh, and we talked about it when they did it. He wasn't the problem. The offense was the problem. Guess what? The offense is still a problem. If we look at, and I don't have the box score with me. I'll pull it up real quick. That game ends 23-20, and I will credit where credit is due. There should have been a few more points on the board there, couple of doinks, couple of missed field goals by both teams, to be honest with you. Let's see. Jets had, 2 missed field goals? Yeah, Zerline was 2 for 4. So there's 6 points. So that should have been 26 to 23. But not to be outdone, Tyler Bass, he missed a field goal and an extra point. So that's 4. So should have been 27-26. So they still would have lost. But they would have put up a few more points. But point being is the offense is still not great. Aaron Rodgers threw for 294 yards. Some of that was on the Hail Mary. That was Allen Lazard's 52-yard touchdown catch at the end of the half. I mean, this is just not a good offense. It's not a good offense. The defense is good. It didn't look great Monday night, but the defense has been good. We went over it. It's a top 10 defense. This is not a top 10 offense. Asymmetric Race Egg was the Laminator 5000 right. Oh, buddy. Am I glad you asked? I mean, your boy's got to brag a little bit, Mr. Risk. The Laminator 5000, your boy went 12-1-1. Okay. Your boy missed 1 game all week. 1 game, son. 1 game. Denver. Your boy missed on the Denver game. And then I think, Baltimore game was a push. Everything else, nailed it. What did the Laminator 5000 have on that game? Let's see. Oh, where's my gambling folder? Where's my gambling folder? Let's see, my drive gambling. Laminator 5000. Skitty said, did you bet on them? I usually start mid-year is when I'll start throwing some cash on it. By the way, I updated the spreadsheet to keep an overall year-over-year record. Here, I'll show you a look. This is what it looks like now. So this is, that's the dashboard. This is since 2018 when I created it. I used to just do my picks. That's the yellow is what I pick. Over here on the left is what the spreadsheet picks. This is the over-under that the spreadsheet picks, that the Laminator 5000 picks. So for its existence, and I didn't start having the spreadsheet do its own picks until 2021. What I used to do is I used to use the formulas and make my own picks. And I would never allow the spreadsheet to do its own thing. So I was like 60% the first year, 54%. I didn't do anything in COVID season. Brought it back in 2021. And since then, I've gone 60%, almost 61, 60.9, 50.2, and 62% this year so far. 115000 has gone 51, 54, 51, and this year it's at 47. Not great, but it's still hitting at 52% overall since I've just let it do its thing. Formulas only, no injuries, no weather, no nothing. I'm about 57% when I take that stuff into account. Over-unders, again, it's just formulas. It's doing 53%. Variances is at 54 for its existence. We'll start tracking those in 2022. And the over-under variances have had a rough go of it. They're at 45%. So there's not something there, or I need to tweak it. So, oh, look at that. Asymmetric said, anyone on my bookie free karma bet? Yeah, 55 profitable at minus 110. There you go. So I'm at 57. I'm at 62 for this year. Let's see, what did the Lemonade do in that game? We both had Buffalo. Yep, we were both on Buffalo and won. Yeah, that goddamn Broncos are the only one that got me. That was 12-1-1, and the Lemonade 5000 was 6-7-1. Not a good week. We both went 6-8 on the over-unders. So, there you go. Anyways, big trade for the Jets. We're going to see. Here's the crazy thing. And this is the thing I don't think people are necessarily talking about. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers cares. My guess is maybe he doesn't. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the chat. But this is a big risk, I think, to his legacy. If this fails and fails miserably and is just a debacle, does it tarnish, and are we... Aaron Rodgers was a failure as a quarterback? No. But it does begin, to me, it makes, it moves him down a notch, in my opinion. So this is a very pivotal moment for him and his legacy, I think, because he went to be the savior for a struggling franchise that hasn't had a whole lot of luck in a whole long time. And he's been given everything he's wanted. Everything. And he's basically putting his reputation on the line now. He's gotten a coach fired. He's filled the offense with his people. So it's all on him now. If it fails, there is nobody to blame in that building but Aaron Rodgers. Regardless of what he wants to say. I didn't have anything to do with Rodgers. Bullshit. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't care what he says or what ownership says. Nothing. This is on Aaron. The success or failure of the rest of this season is squarely on his shoulders. Period. He's been given everything he wants. So if it doesn't work, ugh. And I don't want to hear there's always next year. You're not getting younger. So there is a lot riding on, what are we in, week 6? There's 18 weeks. We're a third of the way through the season. You got 12 games to figure this shit out. And he's not in he's not in a tough division, but it ain't easy. If Tua comes back to the Dolphins, they could go on a run. Buffalo just added a trade piece in Amari Cooper, so they're going to be better. The Patriots just got, okay. Drake May be good? We don't know. Drake may be bad. I don't know. If ever there was a more appropriate last name for a quarterback, Drake May. Drake may be good. Drake may be bad. Drake. His last name should be Drake. Who the fuck knows? Oh my God. You're on the clock, Aaron Rodgers. Sir, you are on the clock. What you got? What you got? And at the end of the day, he's going to say, well, I can't play defense. Bitch, you had a great defense before you got Robert Saleh fired. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Well, I can't kick field goals. Those sound like excuses to me, Aaron. Nope. Don't want to hear it. Other sports news. The other bigly headline and trade, staying in the division. Bills land Amari Cooper. What? Yep. You heard that right. You read that right. You saw that right. Bills get Amari Cooper from the Browns, who basically now have signaled that they're in the fuck it mode. The trade, let's see. It says Cooper had been miserable this season with the Browns. Never said that directly, but it was reflected in his body language. And trust me, I know, because he's on my fantasy team. So for everybody else in League 2, all I got to say is, watch out, bitches! Daddy's coming for you. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm like 2-4. I'm 2-4. So let's fucking calm down, Laminack. Okay, let's calm down. Anyways, it says this really good breakdown by The Athletic in their newsletter, but it said, same with Buffalo Bills, badly needed a receiver who could separate, like fake Stephon Diggs without the drama. And we're saying there's no drama with Stephon Diggs. He needed to be inexpensive. They had $2.9 million in cap space. How this worked. Thanks to Cleveland converting most of Cooper's $20 million salary, the Bills only need to pay his remaining $1.21 million. Cooper is in the final year of his contract, but as Joe Buscaglia writes, this was a home run for the Bills. New look Bills. Let's see. This move led to BetMGM improving Bills title odds from plus 1,000 to plus 900, placing them fourth behind the Chiefs, Niners, and Ravens. I'd pump the brakes a little bit there, player. I think you're forgetting about another team in the AFC. I think you are conveniently. Now, look. Texans barely beat the Bills. Last second field goal. Does that change? Let's break that down for a second. Let's not just poo-poo that and get past it. This is really making me angry. I want to know why this goddamned why sway? Why sway? Why? It's broken. You know what? I'll just take it off. I'm just going to take it off for now. A cautionary tale about putting the Bills ahead of the Texans in the AFC. And Vegas obviously smarter than me. Texans beat the Bills. Straight up, head to head. Took a last second field goal from Kaimi Fairbairn. Yes. Nico Collins was hurt in that game. Yes. Wasn't that the game? Or am I going crazy? Yeah, that was the game. I'm not crazy. before I look it up. Y'all know my memory's terrible. So half of a game without Nico Collins. A whole game without Joe Mixon. So, yeah, you're right. The Bills did get better by adding Amari Cooper. But the Texans would be better the next time they played the Bills if they had Joe Mixon and a full game of Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell. So let's not sleep on it. Let's not poo-poo it. I think they're overlooking the Texans a little bit. So I don't know if they change the odds for the Texans. I mean, I don't like either of the teams making it to the Super Bowl. But what I would do is I'd be interested to see if this lowered the Texans' odds of making it to the AFC Championship game. I'd be interested to see what it was before this trade and after. Might be worth a couple of Diet Cokes on that. Just that alone. Fantasy implications. Cooper is the obvious wide receiver 1 in Buffalo. Yeah, baby. He's back in the WR2 category, potentially a top 20 wide receiver with Josh Allen, who also gets a boost. As for the Browns, fire sale begins. They'll be on the hook for $22 million in dead money for Cooper. David Njoku should lead the team in targets. Jerry Jeudy steps up as the number 1 receiver. And then again, it means little as long as Deshaun Watson is behind center. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Hey, what up, Mines? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, that's part of the problem. As long as Deshaun Watson is the quarterback in Cleveland, it's going to be an issue. If Deshaun Watson is the quarterback in Cleveland, it's a problem. And as long as he's there, it's a problem. Period. End of story. I'm looking at the Discord. How is Watson still playing? Yeah, how is he not benched, right? Mine's fuck the Celtics. Cuck the Celtics. We run the East, baby. Yeah, Mines, we're gonna do full. We're gonna do a full. Why did you say the fuck? What happened? Did you get timed out? Oh, what you want, bro? I'm not on nothing. Who? Oh, you were talking to Total Dallas. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what? What? Mine's the Raptors are being relegated. Yeah, we're gonna have a full NBA breakdown. When does the season start? It's like next week, right? Yeah, let's see. Schedule. Preseason. Tuesday, October 22nd is when the season starts. So Monday we'll get into a look ahead. So for sure, we're going to break that down. I've got some NBA news for you coming up here in just a second, as a matter of fact. Hold your breath on the Rockets. Amos said Cooper has only played well with pocket passers because of his route running. Allen moves around a lot on time throws. And on-time throws aren't really his thing. I don't know if this move helps. We're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. I think what you'll find is that production improves. Now, you may be right. He won't be the Amari Cooper we've seen at his peak. But I think compared to what he has been through 6 games or 6 weeks, he will be better than what he's been so far, if that makes sense. For sure. He's in a better offense. He's with a better quarterback. He's in a better situation. So, I certainly think he's better. He's a lot better. He's 30 years old. I didn't realize that. But yep. That's the other trade that I wanted to get into. There was one other thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, the trade. So the Browns traded Cooper and a 2025 6th round pick to the Bills And the Bills sent a 2025 third round pick and a 2026 seventh round pick. So the Bills get Cooper and a six next year. And the Browns get a third next year and a seventh the following year. The seventh is crazy. I don't know why. It's just, that's wild to me. But I guess it's something. It's just throwing in something. The third is what matters. So you have Devontae Adams goes for a third, a conditional third that could be a second. And Amari Cooper goes for a third and a seventh. Okay. Value-wise, if Devontae Adams becomes a second, which I don't think he will, I think that's the better value. All things being equal, I'd rather have Devontae Adams than Amari Cooper. And if they both cost the same at the end of the season, you got a better deal. Now, that also means that Devontae Adams doesn't make All-Pro and the Jets didn't make at least the AFC Championship game. What? Oh, did you time somebody out? Oh. Hey, John Dorier! Thank you for resubscribing, buddy. John Dorier just resubscribed for 29 months. He said, I'm team fuck them taxes, bro. You and me both. You and me both. Oh my God, I'm team fuck them taxes for life. What would D-Hop go for? I think he's next. Bro, I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day, Titan Hugo. I was thinking about how Calvin Ridley's upset. And I was like, man, the Titans have so much talent in that receiver room. How are they so bad? Oh, I know how. Mayo Man. And I'm not talking about Gerard. Bro, Will Levis is garbage. He's trash. With a capital trash. Bro, he's so bad. Why is he so bad? He shouldn't. Mama, make the bad man stop. Make the bad man stop. You know what the Titans need to do? I'll tell you what the Titans need to do. They need to trade D-Hop to the Browns for Deshaun Watson. That's what. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to tell you right now, though, Will Levis is awful. Awful. God damn. He's atrocious, man. Atrocious. You know, it's so funny. There was a point when it was like this division was, quarterback play is going to be set for years to come. And now all of a sudden it's like, it's CJ Stroud and who? Anthony Richardson can't stay healthy. Will Levis is garbage. Trevor Lawrence is collapsing. It's wild how this division has flipped so quickly. But I don't know. That's wild. There's some arguments going on in the chat. Let's see. At least teams are making changes, unlike my goddamn Cowboys. Well, what would you have them do, Skiggity? You know, you bring up the Cowboys and the haters come out. The haters, that's my favorite. I have far fingers. Well, there's nothing like proof. Yeah, boy, Titan Hugo. Got rid of the wrong guy. Yeah, Willis is looking like a legit QB and 2 starts with Green Bay. Now, Skiggity says, trade Dak and CeeDee Lamb and just start over. Here's a cautionary tale, okay? Here's a cautionary tale, Skiggity. And can I introduce you to my buddy Titan Hugo, Skiggity? Could I introduce you to a pal, Titan Hugo? Wonderful guy. Fantastic fella. Lovely wife. She's amazing. He's amazing. They're amazing. Power couple. He's a Titans fan. And he is struggle busting it. He's on the struggle bus. That team's on the struggle bus. They're awful. He's sad. It sucks being a Titans fan. And as a Texans fan, I couldn't be happier. I love Titan Hugo, but I am enjoying his football misery. I am. I'm enjoying his football misery, and it couldn't happen to a better franchise. Oh my God. It couldn't happen to a better franchise. But I will say this. Good quarterbacks are hard to find. Ask my boy Titan Hugo. It's really difficult to find a good quarterback in the NFL. And when you have one, even when you think, well, we're just not there yet, that just means you don't have the right guy in charge. Okay? It just means you don't have the right guy in charge. There are good quarterbacks and there are bad quarterbacks. And then there are bad coaches who don't know what to do with good quarterbacks or don't know how to coach up good quarterbacks. And some good examples of that would be Jared Goff. Would be, why am I drawing a blank? Rams. Oh my God. Matthew Stafford. Hell, we can even throw Sam Darnold. I'm not going to say he's a good quarterback, but look at the resurgence of Sam Darnold, right? Look at the resurgence of Geno Smith. Some of these quarterbacks have been cast aside. But you know it when you see it. And I'll even, as much as I am a hater of the following name, I'm also a lover of the man that is turning his career around. You guys know where I'm going with this. I guess I need to have some sort of emoji when I bring his name up because I get so smitten. But I mean, look what's going on in Pittsburgh with Justin Fields. What? Mike Tomlin just working his fucking magic, making chicken salad out of chicken shit. So I say, you guys are bitching about the wrong thing. You guys are mad about the wrong thing. Dak has led the league in passing as a quarterback. He has led the league as an offense. Dak Prescott is not the fucking problem, Cowboy fans. Stop it. The problem is Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and everybody else that is around Dak. Dak is not the problem. Oh, I'm not saying you, Skiggity. I'm saying in general. Because so many Cowboy fans want to blame the quarterback. And then when he leaves and goes and has success somewhere else, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When he Jared Goff's y'all, when he Matthew Stafford you, when he Sam Darnold you, when he fucking, no, it's not just Dre. Don't just blame this on Dre. It's Dre, but it's not just Dre. It's Cowboy fucking Nation. Just about every Cowboy fan, cannot stand Dak. They can't. They bitch and they moan and they complain. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. You know what he is? He's really fucking good. But what Jerry Jones needs is a goddamn yes man. Jerry Jones needs guys around him that will let him be in charge. That's what Jerry Jones needs. Jerry Jones can't just get good, young, innovative coaches and go, run the team. I'm just going to get out of the way and let you win Super Bowls. He can't do it. And neither can his son. They can't just let football people be football people. They got to be in charge and be super smart. Bro, they're not bad at drafting. They're not bad at drafting. But they're terrible at filling out a front office. Terrible. And then it appears to be terrible at letting them do their thing. They need the right people in that organization, and they don't have it. They don't have it. Oh my God, send Dak to Pittsburgh. Fucking please. Please. Let me see what Mike Tomlin would do with Dak Prescott. Could you? Oh my God. What? What? You know what Dak needs? Confidence. Dak needs confidence from the people around him. That's what he needs. He needs confidence and competence. That's the two things Dak needs around him. Confidence and competence. And I don't know that he has either of those right now. CeeDee Lamb is great. But play calling is not great. The offense, the flow. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. But I can pull up the stats. I can pull up the numbers and show you year over year that Dak Prescott is not the problem. Now, the bitch is going to be, and the complaint is going to be, he loses in the playoffs. He gets you to the fucking playoffs. Does he lose there? Yes, he does. And guess what? So do a lot of other teams. In fact, eventually 30 other teams lose in the playoffs every year, except, 31 of them, except the Chiefs. And for a long run, it was 31 others except the Patriots. I mean, Josh Allen loses in the playoffs every year. You getting rid of Josh Allen? It's just like, I don't know. It's really, really hard to win in the NFL. Really hard. It's really hard to make it to the playoffs in the NFL. And it's even harder to advance in the playoffs in the NFL. Which is why you need a good quarterback to get you there. And then you know what you need after that? You need great coaches to get you even further. You need great quarterbacks and great coaches to win Super Bowls. You need good quarterbacks to get you to playoffs. I'm not saying Dak is great. I'm not saying Dak is a GOAT. I'm not saying Dak could win 3 Super Bowls in his career. I'm certainly not saying that. What I am telling you is that unless the Cowboys go into tank mode, Dak is their best bet. Name me a quarterback right now on the open market or in a draft scenario that would be better than Dak Prescott for the Cowboys right now. Name one. I'll wait. Hey, I'm going to play you some fucking wait music. I know I got some wait music. Hold on. Oh, hell, I could play this. That's my Mike Tomlin music. Oh, here we go. Name one. Here's your theme music. Go. Yeah. You know what the answer is? There's not a better option right now. There's not. I busted out all the drops on that one. There's just not a better option right now. I'm sorry.
I got Broward.
Oh, shit. Who got timed out? Flipped and timed somebody out. UT Broward. Why are you timing out UT Broward? Shedeur Sanders? Stop it. Okay, I kind of support this timeout. Shedeur Sanders? No. Stop this, young man. I support this timeout. I'm Barry Laminack, and I approve this message. Warren Moon would have won a Super Bowl if we stuck to the game plan in Buffalo in 92. Now that, I do agree with that message. I don't know about the Shedeur Sanders message. I can't say I fully support that. But yes, flip timing him out for Shedeur Sanders. I support this message wholeheartedly. Don't take it personal, UT. Everybody gets timed out. It's just all in good fun. It's just like, go sit in the corner. It's people time people out for their takes. Did anybody get him yet? Do we even have a mod here? We don't have not one goddamn mod in the chat. Is this the Wild West right now? Do I not have one moderator in the chat that could? Oh, okay, thank you, Jen. Sorry, UT. You'll be back in 10 minutes, brother. Don't worry about it. It's just, Shedeur is a complete joke answer. Well, shut up. Jen's like, relax, damn it. Yes, ma'am. Sam Hartman for sure to Dallas. At times, and it's time for Jerry to be placed in the retirement home and let Steven run the team. And no one said that. I said it. I've said it plenty. I got bitched at on social media and on YouTube for saying that, I think last year. Dre, I've been saying that. Jerry Jones is way past his prime. He refuses to relinquish control. I looked at a mock draft recently. Yuck. I wouldn't want any of these quarterbacks right now. Not yet. No. Cam Ward, maybe. Cam Ward's kind of impressive to me right now. But maybe I just haven't seen enough. No, it's all good. It's all good, pimp. Cam Ward is pretty impressive. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Anthony Richardson. Just a little bit. Yeah, they had Quentin Ewers as a number 2 overall pick. Ooh. I don't know if it was just rust or what, but man, that OU game did not look good. And then everybody else they've played has been garbage. So the jury's still out for me on Ewers. And Shedeur has not played anybody. And have you seen Colorado's run game? Like it's literally, to me, Shedeur is just, there's all stat padding. That's all it is. But I digress. We got a bunch of shit to get to. That's 3:55. Let's get through the rest of these headlines real quick. A couple other things. Owners have approved Tom Brady's bid to buy a minority stake of the Raiders. Doesn't surprise me. That was going to happen. Tom's the GOAT. Tom's done a lot for the sport. Tom wants ownership. They're going to make it happen. Tom is the Michael Jordan of this sport. Michael Jordan became an owner. I just heard a ding dong. Somebody's at my door. Let me make sure I'm just not about to get kicked doored. What the fuck is this? What is this? So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. When Michael Jordan wants to buy a team, you let Michael Jordan buy the team. You know what I mean? You don't not. allowed Jordan to get in on it. So. It looked weird. Another trade that maybe you didn't hear about, not as big of news, but I put it here for a couple of reasons. One, it involves the Texans, but two, I kind of feel bad for the guy. Cam Akers was traded back to the Vikings. And you might be asking, well, what's the big deal? If I recall correctly, Akers had a chance to re-sign with the Vikings in the offseason and chose not to. He instead chose to re-sign with the Texans, or to sign with the Texans. So how do they reward him? By trading him back to the team that he didn't sign with. Boy, let me see. This yeah, Vikings tried to re-sign him prior to training camp, but he chose to join the Texans instead. I love Cam, O'Connell said. Yeah, he might win a Super Bowl now. Yeah. Well, Aaron Jones is uncertain. His status is uncertain for now. Tyson Chandler has been his backup and would start Sunday, but they need another backup for him. Cam Akers, he became expendable when Joe Mixon came back and Damian Pierce. Ogunbowale has been playing pretty well. It's a log jam. And especially with the Vikings loving what Cam does and is and his familiarity with him, it just made sense. They probably looked around and went, who do we love and who has an excess of running backs that we could maybe go get? And so that's what it was. And I believe it was a 6th round pick. Yeah, 2026 6th round pick. So there you go. Last but not least, just a couple of NBA news and notes from around the league. Paul George. I swear to God, I looked at that for a half a second and I thought that said boner. I was like, what the fuck did I type? Paul George has a bone bruise and is going to be reevaluated in 1 week. So he's out for sure for the remainder of the preseason. And not good if you're Philly, right? You shock the world in the offseason. You land Paul George. He shocks the world, goes to Philly. $215 million contract, something like that. 220, I believe. Shut up, Clarence. Spent a lot of money in the offseason on Paul George to pair him up with Joel Embiid to make a serious run at a championship. And already banged up, already hurt, and those kind of injuries are a concern. And you might be like, really? Are they? Yeah, ask Kyle Tucker. Ask Kyle Tucker. So it might not be anything, but I'd be worried. It says George played 76 games last season, the first time he played more than 56 since 2018. That's a concern. Also, speaking of often injured players who get paid way more money than maybe they should, Kawhi Leonard has a knee problem. What? You don't say. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard uncertain for the season opener with knee issues. On October 5th, he said he felt good. Well, just taking it slow, day by day. Yeah, aren't we all, Kawhi? Aren't we all? That's another one I want to see. What does his game logs look like? Stats. Man, year over year, this is how many games he's played in. He's never played a full season in the NBA. 64, 58, 66, 64, 72, 74, 9. Then he goes to Toronto and plays 60. Of course, he won a championship. But then he goes to the Clippers and plays 57, 52, 52, 68. Do you think he had a plan before the NBA implemented that no rest? What was it? No load management scenario? Yeah. He plays in 68, which, by the way, the most since 2016. Third most of his career. Gosh. This is crazy. I was just looking. I don't remember. Oh, I do remember this now. Clippers' new logo is. Ugh. It's different. Amos said, why do people think Paul George makes their team a contender? It hasn't happened anywhere he's been. He's talented. It's kind of like the people that think James Harden makes them a contender, right? It's the NBA. It's talent. All it takes is one, it seems. The problem is that one's got to be out there. And the chemistry has to be there. And all it takes is one to ruin it. Just ask the Mavs. That chemistry was not there between Luka and Irving at first. It's there now, but it wasn't at first. It was a disaster. So they flipped the script on it, but it took some work. Definitely took some work. What the fudge is this? Oh, and by the way, side note, they're going back to Atlanta with the Super Bowl. That was some cool news that got approved. All right, so there's your sports headlines. Oh, shit. I never tweeted out the show. I guess I'll still do it. YouTube. Oops. Forgot to tweet this. There we go. Boom. All right. Paul George isn't helping anyone on a title. Yeah. Atlanta. Spoken like a true Saints fan. Would you say Kawhi is a Hall of Famer? Yes. Because basketball. Basketball, by far, is the easiest Hall of Fame to get into. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. And I think if we look it up, one, he's got a ring. Two, it's super easy. And three, I think if we looked up statistically, he has managed his career well, which is going to allow him, even with all of his injuries, to continue to play. But I think you'll find his stats. Oh, born on this day, Roger Fegley. Oh, I love me some Roger Fegley. Steve Wilson, John Mingelt, Mike Sojourner, Jerry Dover, and Billy Garrett. Yeah. Amos said Chauncey Billups just got in. Of course he's in. Let's see. But I wanted to look at the stats. Here we go. Leonard Kawhi. The way he spells his name is Kawazy. He. Oh, no, I want all time, bitch. Leaders. Scoring. All time career point getters. Career minutes played, field goals, assist points. Here we go. career. LeBron. I love when Joel used to do that on the show. All right, we're going to get into Dan Lanning here in just a second. Okay. Let's see, where does Kawhi sit? Right now, active leading scorer is Kevin Durant. Harden is 23rd. Westbrook, 28th. Curry's 35. DeMar DeRozan, 36. Chris Paul, 41. Dame, 46. Damn, where's Kawhi on this list? Giannis has already passed him. 75. Paul George, 81. Anthony Davis, 88. Kyrie Irving, 103. Brooke Lopez, 114. Bradley Beal, 117. Kyle Lowry, 124. Mike Conley, 131. God, where's Kawhi on this list? Yo, this is crazy. Did I miss it? Oh, shit. He's 204. Wow. That's wild. That's not a bad take, Mina. Mina said, I feel like the Super Bowl should stay in New Orleans or Vegas. I wouldn't have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. Why does this keep popping back up? Oh, because I'm on this browser thing here. Get out of here, scores. Till you get your act right. I got to fix it. Yo, I'm kind of stunned that how is Eric Gordon slightly behind Kawhi Leonard? That's crazy. Look at all the people that are ahead of Kawhi in active scorers. Jared Taylor, he was first. Yeah, remember he did that last year. There he is. Or no, 2 years ago, right? Or was it last year? Yeah, LeBron James, Kareem, Carl, Kobe, Kevin. Yeah, so Durant is 10. There was a couple of names, like how long has Giannis been around? And Paul George. I know Brooke Lopez has played forever, so is Mike Conley. I'm just looking at people who are in front of him. Wow, Devin Booker. Jokic has already passed him, and then Kawhi Leonard. So Kawhi Leonard has played, 696 games. He's a two-time NBA champ. I said one. He's been two. His first season was 2011. All right. Giannis has played in 792 games. So he's played in more games, and his first season was 2013. So that tells you something. Paul George has played 867 games. His first season was 2010. Jimmy Butler, 814 games. First season, 2011. The same exact year as Kawhi. That's crazy. Kawhi hadn't even hit 700 yet. Jimmy Butler's at 814. Paul George is a year behind, only 82 games in a season. And he's played in, 867. And then, of course, Giannis is 2 years newer and has played 790, almost 800. Giannis has almost 100 games. Devin Booker's almost to 600 games. He came in the league in 2015. And look how far ahead on the scoring list he is. God damn. Look at, he's passed everybody. What was his number? Let's see. Points. I want totals. Oh, that's shit. I lost it. Wasn't that high? Where'd it go? 177. And then Jokic, 675 games. He's been in the league since 2014. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy. B. Hanna said, who do the Rockets pick instead of Kawhi? Oh, God. 2011 NBA draft. Oh, do we have to do this? This is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, God. Well, I make the bad man stop. Here's your, here it is. 2011 NBA draft. Kawhi Leonard was drafted 15th. Here's all the names that went ahead of him. Kyrie Irving was 1. Derek Williams 2. Enos Freedom was 3. Tristan Thompson 4. To answer your question, the slot before Kawhi Leonard, who was drafted by Indiana, by the way, the Rockets drafted Marcus Morris. Yep, B. Hannon nailed it. You have to consider the team he came into the league with and who had to share the ball with early in their career. Yeah, you do, but you don't. God, look at all. Markieff Morris and Marcus Morris went back to back. Alex Burke. Klay Thompson went 11. So let's see. Rockets had Kawhi Leonard. Let's see who. Oh, Iman Shumpert. Singleton. Tobias Harris. I'm just seeing who else went. Donatas Montes to Minnesota. Nikola Mirotic. Oh, I remember him. Jesus. Reggie Jackson. Jimmy Butler was 30. God. I remember how pissed he was, too. Rockets absolutely could have drafted Jimmy Butler at 23, and they chose not to. Now, that was 2011, so they had, who? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you ran him off. Thanks, Flip. Some people get real sensitive about it. It's the risk I take with you guys. Some of y'all don't know how to use it, and it's not your fault, Flip. Some people just get super sensitive about getting timed out. They get pissed off and go, fuck this. Some people don't want to wait around 10 minutes, and so they don't come back. Yeah. Boy. Bogdanovich. Shelvin Mack. Holy shit. Chandler Parsons. All right. Whew. Boy, Jimmy Butler going 30. Oof, oof, oof. That one stings. All right. Some other things I wanted to get to. I want to talk real quick about this Dan Lanning thing because if you didn't hear about this, at the end of the Oregon-Ohio State game, which we talked about when we did the show Monday, I believe it was. Total Dallas. Timeouts are bullshit. Let's just call them Total Dallas outs. At the end of the Ohio State Oregon game, Dan Lanning admitted that he, I wouldn't say broke the rules because he didn't. He used them in his favor, like the genius that he is. He had 12 men on the field, which changed the entire game. This was his quote. It says, number 2, Oregon had 12 men on the field late in their win, resulting in a penalty causing precious seconds to wind off of the clock. Turns out it was on purpose. We spend an inordinate amount of time on situations, and some situations don't come up very often in college football, but this was obviously something we had worked on, Lanning said Monday night. You can see the result. If you don't know what had happened, Oregon took the lead Saturday with 1:47 left on Atticus Sappington's 19-yard field goal, giving the Buckeyes time to drive down the field for a potential game-winning field goal. Ohio State facing a 3rd and 25 from Oregon's 43-yard line. Ducks called a timeout with 10 seconds left. Just before the ball was snapped, Oregon's defensive back, Dante Manning, walked onto the field, giving the Ducks an extra defender. Ohio State failed to complete a pass against Oregon's 12-man defense on the play, and the Ducks were flagged an illegal substitution penalty. Ohio State gained 5 yards on the penalty, but lost 4 seconds off the clock since the penalty was deemed a live ball foul. Now the Buckeyes are left with 6 seconds to work with. And quarterback Will Howard scrambled up the middle, sliding. The rest is history. Lanning's ploy helped the Ducks win the game. Genius move. I'm sure his coaches and some nerd had a hand in that somewhere. Just a brilliant idea and I'm sure there are Ohio State fans who are like, what? That's bullshit. Just play the game. Well, I mean, first of all, it was an incomplete pass. But old boy would have had time to slide, which means they would have had 4 seconds to kick the field goal. Doesn't mean he makes it. It's not a guaranteed win. It just means they have the opportunity. But they didn't even get that. So you can't guarantee an Ohio State victory if it doesn't happen. But what we can guarantee is the Oregon victory because it happened. So Dan Lanning and his decision to do that had a direct impact on winning that game. It is just as much as Ohio State's quarterback not sliding in time did. So, brilliant on his part. He admitted this, and he was like, I am a genius. And then the NCAA came out and was like, fuck that dog. And they have since then closed that loophole as of today. So, he's a genius and an idiot. He's a genius because he did it. And he's an idiot because he talked about it. Bro, what are you doing? His ego got the best of him. His ego got the best of him. You literally won a game, one of the biggest college football games of the season. One of the biggest college football games in Oregon history. Because of your decision to do something so smart and so genius. And you couldn't help it. Your ego needed to tell the world that you did that. So you, on Monday, was like, yeah, I did it. And then 2 days later, the NCAA went, well, we ain't allowing that shit no more. Tell you that much. So they have not. They released in a release on Wednesday, they issued a new rules interpretation on how to handle a penalty for 12 players on the field in the final 2 minutes of either half. If the defense has 12 players actively participate in the down, the offense can choose, along with their 5-yard penalty, to have the game clock reset to the time that had been displayed at the snap. No time change would be made if there were 12 players, but one of them was attempting to leave the field and did not affect the play. So if you're running a guy off and no, then that's the loophole. So you go out with 12 and then you run a guy off. That's the loophole. And he'll probably do that. Such a ploy will no longer work going forward. Let's see. Football is a very dynamic game, Shaw said. Okay, and that's their NCAA football secretary rules editor, Steve Shaw. Occasionally, there are specific situations where committing a penalty can give a team an advantage. A guidance principle of the NCAA football rules committee is that there should be no benefit when a team commits a penalty. Well, guess what? There was, and he found it, and he's smarter than you. Yep, I agree, Alex. Self-snitching is a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Jared said that is very Bill Belichick, right? Right? I thought they couldn't change rules mid-season. It's an interpretation of the rule. And yeah, NCAA can do whatever the hell they want. And they do, and they will. Wow. That felt very disrespectful. I mean, honest and true, but also a wee bit disrespectful. You could have left out the few. Could have left out the few. I could have done without that. That hurt. That hurt. Can't be, Clarence said, yeah, you can't be running off the few people we have, Flip. Jeez. That one cut deep. God damn. I mean, I do want to point out the numbers you see on Twitch, there's always more on YouTube. But still, I digress. Fuck. So delay of game on a punt that pushes the offense back. What do you mean? Delay of game on a punt. Delay of game on a punt. Yes. Yeah. 5 yards. I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know which point it is, but yes, a delay of game is going to push the offense back for sure. But yeah, Alex put it best. Self-snitching is a motherfucker. Hey, what up, truck driver Poogie? Game awareness at its finest. Yes, indeed. Okay, it is time to do a little. You said that intentionally penalties are not to benefit a team. Oh, that's why. Delay of game that pushes the offense back. Oh, so you mean running time off the clock? You know what? That is a good point. Yeah, if I'm Dan Lanning, I might bitch about that. If I'm Dan Lanning, I go to the NCAA and say, whoa. Nah, but you can decline the penalty, but the time runs off the clock. And that's Jared's point. Oh, and then the punt doesn't go into the end zone. Well, that too. But if you're trying to kill the clock, right? Letting the clock run to zero and taking the penalty is a way to get an advantage. It allows you to run time off the clock. Just like taking a penalty on defense allows you to run time off the clock by forcing that 5 or 6 seconds and got to redo the down. So, yeah, I think it's a great point. Seems like the NCAA is talking out of both sides of their mouth because, yeah, you take a delay a game just to run time off the clock.
That's a problem because you're just trying to run out the clock to win the game. You're using a penalty to your advantage. And same thing for punts. You're taking a delay of game to back up 5 yards to give your punter more room, more space to drop a punt inside the 10. That's also trying to use a penalty to your advantage. And let's be honest, in college especially, and that's what we're talking about, they teach these kids, if you get burned, tackle them. Fuck it. In coverage, if they're running a go route and they're past you, fuck it. Tackle them. Because I'd rather take the 15 yards and live to fight another day than give up the touchdown. So again, using it to your advantage. They're full of shit. Now we've decided. Good job, everybody. Good job. All right. Oh, there's a rule inside of 2 minutes that prevents it from happening. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, those, like, you can decline the punt to, like, yeah, so you can decline the one. Yeah, you're right. You can decline the one that allows you to get the 5 yards. That's true. Like, if they want to back up to give themselves more space, that is true. You can decline it. I've seen that before. But if you're taking the delay of game to run time off the clock, can't decline that because they run the time off the clock. But you're right. You could decline the penalty and not give them the extra 5 yards to drop the punt in. Hey, what up, Tiffany? Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Long time no see. How you been? Hope you're good. Thanks for checking in. She's like, I'm late, but I'm here. Yeah, you're never late when you're here. That's what I always say. You're never late when you're here. All right. I want to NFL Week 6. What do we want to get to? Let's see. You know, we could go over scores, but I think what I want to start with, yeah, let's just go over some scores first. How much time we got? 30 minutes. I kind of want to do that. And let's see. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. We know the scores by now. I want to know who's on the hot seat. Okay. Well, so I want to do the scores real quick, and then I want to do power rankings, and so one will lead to the other. So let's go over the scores real quick, and then we'll do power rankings. All right. So and we should have done this Monday, Tuesday, but Niners beat Seahawks Thursday. We know that 36-24. Bears beat the Jags 35-16. I'm going to tell you right now, and part of the reason I do the scores, Clarence, is so that I can give commentary on each of the games, give you some opinions about them. Okay. Back off, sir. There's a method to the madness. For example, Caleb Williams has really looked good as of late. He's been playing well. I wasn't a believer before. Kind of a believer now. Not like fully like, oh, Caleb Williams, he is him. But like, he's figuring it out. Good for him. Of course, he's got a ton of weapons to help, and that's good too. On the flip side, the Jags are just abysmal. And when we get to hot seat, you'll see. There's certainly a name on there that I think certainly belongs for a reason. And he may or may not coach the Jags. He might. I'm not going to give it away, but it rhymes with Pug Dieterson. Oh shit. Here we go. Wrong one. Packers beat the Cardinals 34-13. Boy, remember when the Cardinals for like a week were the darlings of the NFL? Remember that? I was like, ooh, Kyler Murray's back. Well, yeah, he's probably back playing Call of Duty, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that's a great question, Jared. I'll have to get my intern to do some research on that. Hey, intern! Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I need you to do some research. One of the viewers wants to know who's had more sacks to start their career. Caleb Williams or David Carr? Can you do that? Cool, man. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Oliver. All right. The intern will get on that and take care of it. Yep. Clarence said Bryce Young. So, yeah, you remember when Arizona was good? Tell you what. And by the way, I hope my buddy Joel Blank is eating crow about Jordan Love. He's pretty good too. Colts and Titans, shit. Now, that was the name of the bowl they played in, the shit bowl. Good Lord, what a tragically awful game that was. 2017 in the Who Gives a Shit Bowl. Texans rolled the Patriots 41-21. That's looking good. Jen, you ain't never lied. Jen said, you know Oliver said, fuck off, kid. Bro, Jen, if he could talk, that's exactly what he would have yelled back. That's exactly what he would have yelled back. He'd be like, meow, meow, fuck you, man, meow, meow. Hey, bro, what? These taxes have really turned you out, B. The fuck is that supposed to mean, Flip? What is that supposed to mean, turned me out? Now, I don't know what your definition of turned out is. Your definition of turned out and my definition of turned out is two completely different things. I would like to hear what your definition of turned out is before I give you mine. And then I will give you mine. Dre, classic. Truck driver Pookie has taken more sacks at the Trucker's Paradise. Cat talk. That's not a definition of what turned out means. What is your definition of turned out? I need to know that. These taxes have really turned you out. What does that mean? And then I'll give you what my definition of it is when I was growing up. Texans rolled the Patriots. Bucks rolled the Saints. Oh, my God. I don't think we expected much out of the Saints, but I certainly didn't see 27 points coming. I didn't see that. Spencer Rattler making his debut. We did 2 interceptions, 243 yards. Alvin Kamara didn't help. 13 carries, 40 yards. Ain't getting it done. No, I don't know what he means. I really don't. I really don't know. I don't know what he means. I need to know. He won't say. I need to know. Yeah. What I need to know too is the Saints right now are bad. They started off like a house on fire. They were 2-0. They gave up 29 points total in 2 games and were boat racing everybody, putting up points galore. You can't tell me it's because David Carr is out, because lo and behold, him and Olave and Shaheed, all of these guys have been there. Clarence said this is behind the MASH unit of the O-line. Okay. But your core offensive weapons are there. I don't know defensively how many injuries they have. Let's see, depth chart wise. Let's see how many. Justin Hera. Let's see, questionable, out. IR. That sucks. Out. Oh, IR. Oof. Out. IR. Ugh. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now Shaheed is out. Yep. Now, this is strictly against the Bucks, though. Yeah, Skiggity said literally 1/3 of the team is out. No, I get that. The Bucks game, I somewhat excuse. Somewhat. What I can't understand though is not winning a game. Not how do you beat Carolina and Dallas 47-10 and 44-19, and then you lose 15-12 to Philly at home? You don't beat your division foe Atlanta. You know, I understand the Chiefs lost, but yeah, it's just shells of them former selves. But also the Bucks are really good, and they're gonna win that division. Browns, Eagles win, but it's ugly. And another addition to our hot seat will be Nick Sirianni. He's at it with the fans, and the fans have had it with him, and that was in a win. So it's getting ugly out there. And then, of course, the Browns. That might have been the hot seat bowl right there. Commanders and Ravens. I don't think it lived up to the hype, but it was still a fun game. Lamar Jackson. I said as much going into the weekend. Lamar Jackson was going to have something to prove. Okay. Everyone, for the talk of it, was Jaden Daniels could win the MVP and Rookie of the Year. I think Lamar Jackson had a lot to prove. Now, he didn't have a great game. Derrick Henry's still Derrick Henry, but Lamar Jackson was like, not so fast, my friends. Jaden Daniels, 269 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions. Washington only able to manage 52 yards passing. That obviously doesn't help. Lamar Jackson, 323 yards and a touchdown, but he does have the interception. But other than that, a pretty decent game. Efficient, though. 20 of 26. It wasn't like he went nuts. What's crazy is when you look at, you had a 44-yarder, a 38-yarder. So he had some really big chunk plays, which helps a lot, but just the one touchdown. So didn't go crazy there, but they don't need to. Derrick Henry runs for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he does his job closing out as usual. So Ravens are scary, man. Ravens are legit. And they win the everybody's favorite quarterback bowl. Chargers Broncos. During the game, Jim Harbaugh. I always get them confused. Jim Harbaugh left the sidelines for a bit with a heart palpitations, arrhythmia, or whatever. They're gonna have to do some. I don't know if they're putting in a stent or something like that. It's crazy. But came back. They win the game. Broncos are wishy-washy. Broncos are better than I think people think, but they still have their struggles. But I think the Broncos, with a good offseason, I think the Broncos could make the playoffs next year. Won't happen this year. But they're showing that with a good offseason and maybe a huge step forward for Bo Nix, they can make the playoffs next year. I believe that. Steelers beat the Raiders. You don't even need me to tell you. You don't need me to tell you. You don't need me to tell you how much I love Mike Tomlin. This Lions Cowboys was an absolute. What? How come my alert did not fire off? Sir, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Joe Pro! Thank you for the 303 bits, buddies, at Hot Seats. Y'all need me to fire somebody? I got a whole ass general contractor company fired today. What? I did see when you popped in, and good to see you, Joe Pro. I saw when you popped in. Good afternoon, Mr. Laminack. Hello, Deckheads. Anybody else have a 10 out of 10 day on the job? I damn sure did. Let's get it, bro. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the best? Oh, I haven't had one of those on my job in a long time. It's because I got to put up with people like Flip who won't answer my fucking question, Flip! Still hasn't answered the goddamn question. Still dodging it. Still dodging it. Still has not answered the fucking question. What is your definition of turned out, Flip? What is it? You won't answer the goddamn question. But I'm not angry. That Cowboys-Lions game. I think the Lions just scored again. It's the same thing. It's kind of this. I don't really understand some of this shit that goes on in the NFL. This Cowboys defense, look, I get it. Micah Parsons is out. There's some injuries over there as well, but it's just a ton of talent on this team. There's no reason they should be getting beat this bad. No reason. Don't get me wrong. Lions are good. 47-9, they're not that good. And the Cowboys aren't that bad. That was weird. Falcons beat the Panthers 38-20. Man, the Falcons need to make up their mind who they are. AJB, what's up with your Falcons? Who are they? I mean, I don't even want to say good win. It's the Panthers. That's not a goddamn answer, Flip. That's not the way I used it in context to you talking like a cat. What does that what does that mean? That's not an answer. You know what? I'm not even wasting any more fucking time on it. You just dodge the goddamn question. But turned out is what you do to a hoe. If you meant crazy, then just fucking say crazy. But you're using the wrong goddamn terminology. Did the taxes make me crazy? Yes. Did they turn me out because I'm a hoe? No. Am I talking to the cats? Yes. Did I do it for entertainment purposes to make y'all laugh and giggle? Yes. Is it because I'm crazy? No. Am I crazy? Yes. Is that why I did it? No. What the fuck is happening right now? I have no idea. Hey, what up, Will? Shut up, Will. Now, the Cowboys did get turned out. That we saw. We did. No, that's not what turned out means, bro. You can get turned out by using the wrong drugs. Yeah, when you turn to a life of prostitution and then a fucking pimp picks you up and now you're his bitch and he turns you out and puts you on the fucking streets and you become his bottom bitch and, you know, like, yeah, that's what fucking turned out means. But I don't know, like, that's what it means in my world. In my world of being a 50-year-old grown-ass man that came up and that's how we defined it. Okay, that's maybe, I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you come from, but turned out where I come from talks about hoes. All right. It don't mean crazy. I just need the Falcons. Aaron said, yeah, I don't know about that other turned out, Amos. Aaron said division games are always tough for us. Yeah, but why? I mean, I get the Bucks, but you beat the Bucks. Right? Like, I don't know, man. Beat the Bucks, beat the Saints, beat the Eagles. I don't know. Beat the Panthers. This is. I think people should be scared of the Falcons a little bit. They're flying under the radar. That Steelers win was a little odd, but since then, man, 4-1 and really 22-17 against the Chiefs ain't terrible. It's going to be interesting. Look at that. Look at that. They're about to catch the Cowboys again, and they might be better by then, or healed by then, but people better pay attention. Falcons might actually fuck around and win that division. I'm over here saying the Bucks will. I don't know. What else? Bengals, Giants. God, the Giants are a mess, and really the Bengals are too, if we're being honest. Bills, Jets, we already talked about. So there you go. Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings were off. So let's get to the hot seats. There's a few names on this list in the NFL world that I think you have to put on the hot seat. First and foremost, I think it starts and ends, and I think I mentioned this when I did the podcast with Jermaine. It's got to be in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson is, I think, the next to go. And I think it's a matter of days, not weeks, really. The Jags are bad. They're only getting worse. But I think Doug Peterson is the next to go. And again, I don't think it's a matter of if. There's hot seats and then there's scorching. And to me, Doug Peterson's seat is scorching hot. So that would be my number one. After that, there's a few others that I think you got to look at and say, yeah, and that Chris said has to be Peterson's last head coaching job, right? For now. And, you know, maybe forever, but yes, the NFL, man, they love retreads. Although maybe not. I mean, it does seem like the league is trending towards new coaches and stop, you know, with the retread thing. Yes, over McCarthy. Yes. And Jerry just came out and said he's not interested in making a trade or a change last week. Or actually this week, Monday. He said he wasn't. But that doesn't mean anything. I think, though, Doug Peterson is first on that list. Like I said, it could be a matter of days, not weeks. If they don't win this week, I think you'll see Doug Peterson gets fired. Clip it, mark it, put it down. This is a make or break week for the Jags. Who do they play? The Jags play the Patriots in New England. There, Doug Peterson got his stay of execution, but for a week. Because then he's going to come home and lose to the Packers at home. And he'll probably be fired. And if he's not, then you got the Hot Seat Bowl November 3rd. And then he's going to lose to Minnesota, lose to Detroit, lose to Houston. He won't make it to Tennessee. He just won't. Because they're 1-5 right now. And then they'll be 2-6 or 2-5. Oh, shit. Yeah, they'll be 2-5 when they finish with New England. And then they'll go to 2-6. They'll probably lose to Philly on the road, 2-7, 2-8, 2-9. They'll be 2-10 by the time they get to that divisional game against Tennessee. He's gone. He ain't making it that far, though. I promise you. That's what I said. It's in London. Yeah. I said, yeah, it's because that's what the asterisk is. Yeah, it's in London. They had back-to-back games in London. So they may not even let him fly home. That wouldn't be like, nope, you're on your own. You don't work here no more. Get your own ticket. But he's got to be the hottest seat. Second hottest seat is definitely Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is certainly, I think, as much as Jerry says he's not interested, Mike McCarthy can't keep sustaining losses like he did against the Lions. He's going to have to figure it out. He's going to have to turn it around. But he is certainly, I think, him and his coaching staff are definitely on the hot seat, because you can't have that much talent. And I know he's using injuries as an excuse, but you certainly can't have that much talent and be dealing with that. And you know, I don't know. Now, there's Doug Peterson is by far the number one, right? And Mike McCarthy is 2, but if there was a 2A, it would have to be Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. They're doing a fire sale. They've gotten rid of Amari Cooper. Deshaun Watson has been abysmal. It very well could be that not only do they press the reset button on the whole thing by getting rid of Cooper and, you know, benching Watson, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Stefanski is gone. His seat is hot. It has to be. It has to be. That uber talented defense, the talent that has been on that offense. I mean, it was the weapons they have, and they've done nothing with it. Now, granted, they're in a really tough division, but so he's on the list. And then Sirianni in Philly, I think, is on the list. Now, I will say at first I thought it was really bad because Jalen Hurts did not look like he was a fan of Sirianni, but then he came out and had his back. So that helped a little. But I don't think ownership is enamored with how Sirianni has handled himself with the fans. And he can give all them rah-rah speeches he wants, but it's Philly, man. It's Philly. And the only thing that matters in Philly is winning. And you better win. And if you win, all that other shit you do, arguing with the fans that are booing you when you win, and none of that matters. You can throw the batteries and the snowballs right back at them and no one will give a shit. But if you ain't winning, none of that, it doesn't matter. So he's on the hot seat. And staying in that division, I'm with you, Chris. I think Brian Daboll is on the hot seat. I think Brian Daboll has to be on the hot seat. And if he's not, they need to plug his seat in and start warming it up. So definitely Doug Peterson's gone within a matter of weeks, if not this week. I'd be surprised if he comes back, right? I'd be surprised if he definitely gets a stay of execution if he beats New England. He won't survive past the following week. But McCarthy and Stefanski are 2A and 2B. And Sirianni and Daboll might be 3A and 3B. So there's 5 coaches on the hot seat right there. And is there anybody, and I know you want Dennis Allen, Clarence to be on the hot seat. Here's why I don't think it is the case. And his seat might be warm, or it might get warm, but the reason I don't think it's going to be the case is he can go into ownership and go, bro, look how many injuries we've had. That's an easy out for everybody. And one other name I had on my list that I think some people might disagree with. I mean, you could say no, but Antonio Pierce out in Vegas. The Raiders have been struggling. They've had, granted, they don't have a great quarterback. They didn't start with a great quarterback. They've lost Devontae Adams. Now it's been a weird and a tumultuous season for the Raiders. And they loved Antonio Pierce when they first made it. They took the interim tag and gave him the job. And he was the guy. Everyone loved Antonio Pierce. But he's just not getting the results. And I don't think it's a deep or great Raiders team. But I think they expected more. I'm not going to say he's in over his head. I just don't think he has a ton to work with. So, but I would put him on the list. I'd put him behind all those other names, but I'd put him on the list. And then I would put, what's his name? I can't think of his name out in Cincy. my God, why am I drawing a blank? What's the old boy's name? Bengals coach. Zach Taylor. Yep. Put Zach Taylor, just keep that name in there. Just keep Zach Taylor. Keep that name in there because they're not trending in the right direction. Too much talent on that team. And, I get it. Joe Burrow hasn't been the Joe Burrow we all expected, but Zach Taylor has not. He doesn't have that team looking like the juggernaut they were supposed to be. And a lot of you might be like, well, yeah, but no, listen. Look at a guy like Andy Reid. And look at the turnover that the Chiefs have had. Right? Look at a guy like Belichick and look at the turnover that the Patriots had. Now, granted, the one thing that those two had in common was great quarterbacks. You can't convince me that Joe Burrow is not a great quarterback. So far, he's been pretty lights out. So far, he's been the Chiefs' kryptonite. So, yeah, I think Taylor's got to get his shit together. You got to figure some stuff out. Because they had problems with T. Higgins and others. Yeah, it's not been perfect in Cincy. They've been good, but I think expectations have been higher, and he's not meeting those. So, there's my list of hot seats for you. Yep. Doug Peterson should be leader in the clubhouse, though. Amos said, I would have said Pierce was safe until they made Tom Brady part of the ownership team. Nah, he's not safe, though, bro. He's not safe. I don't even know what is his winning percentage. And Antonio Pierce. I don't even think he's won. I would venture to say 40% of his games max. Let's see. As a head coach, his record is 7-8, 46%. Yeah. It's just not. He was 5-4 in 2023, and he has started off as 2-4. But when you lose, and it's quick, but when you lose because it's like being a backup quarterback, right? Everybody loves the backup. That's the slogan. And everybody loves the interim coach. Because you ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? You're Wade Phillips taking over mid-season. And I'm just happy-go-lucky Wade Phillips, man. I'm Antonio Pierce. I'm just happy to be here. I just want to win, right? You see it all the time. Everybody rallies because usually, one, they all feel bad because they got the coach fired because they sucked. And now they know they got to rally around the interim because it's their fault. Or, on the flip side, they're happy that son of a bitch is gone. And so they want to rally around the interim because the old coach was hated and now he's gone because he lost the locker room. So it's one of two scenarios, but either way, they're rallying around the interim. He's a favorite guy. And then at the end of the season, after going 5-4 like Antonio Pierce does, and you win 5 of your 9 games, and everybody's like, oh, winning record. Imagine what he could do with a full season and off season. Everybody loves him. Okay. And then they have a full off season with you, and either A, you look like you don't know what you're doing, or they don't like what you're doing because you're too good or too disciplined or whatever. And then now you start to lose a few people, and either way, and you don't have a quarterback, and what's his name? Max. Oh, God. Tattoo dude that smokes a lot of cigars. He shoved an assistant coach, and it's not been great. So it's been tumultuous, to say the least. Max Crosby. And he's the reason that Pierce got the job. Because Max Crosby was like, I'm not signing shit unless they make Antonio Pierce the head football coach. They were like, okay, he's the greatest. And then they did, and now they're 2-4, and he was like, fuck. And it's like, yeah, this is why football players aren't GMs. Jackass. Jared said Belichick gets the call to be head coach. Which job is he taking? Dallas or Cincy? He ain't taking Dallas. He's going to Cincy first. He ain't going to Dallas. It damn sure ain't New York. He talked a gang of shit about the Jets, and he hates fucking the Jets, so it won't be the Jets. But yeah, I'm with you, Jared. Jared said I could see him in a Bengal striped hoodie. Yup. It would be Cincy. I would say out of all the names I listed, it would be, let's see, Jacksonville. I need to do a tier list. Isn't there an online tier maker? Let's see. Online tier. Damn it. I had. Oh, create a tier. And I had the, there we go. Oh, fancy. Who's fancy? Who's fancy? Let's see. Chrome resize. Here we go. Where would Bill Belichick, out of all the names I gave you, it's after 5, go make dinner. Shut up, Jared. You're just trying to get rid of me. Here we go. Hot seat coaches. Jags, Bengals, Giants, Eagles, Raiders. Who am I missing? Oh, yeah. Cowboys. Jets have already been. Oh, well, he ain't going to the Jets, but I think that's it. Is that all I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yep. Where would, if I ranked, where would Belichick go? Bengals. That maybe? Oh shit, I don't have it up. My bad. There you go. If I had to rank it, I think that's what it would be. Where would Belichick go? Bengals would be his choice, but then maybe Jags and Philly, and then New York, and then the Raiders. I don't think he would want to play for Mark Davis. I know he wouldn't want to play for Jerry. I feel it in my bones. The Giants could be an enticing gig, but I don't think it would be Daniel Jones. But they'll. But I could see the Jags maybe, and Philly. I don't know. I don't know what the gauge is, but having Jalen Hurts, I could see that being a thing. And he's used to like a tough sports town because Boston was. So that would be why. There you go. All right. So we got that. We just didn't get to fantasy. We'll get to that tomorrow. There you go. That'll do it. Another edition of Barry on Deck in the books. What? You don't think Bill would want to take orders from Brady? I forgot about that. Holy shit. Yeah, let me move that down to below the Cowboys. I forgot about that. How funny would that be? Oh my God. How great would that be? TDP, we're going to definitely do fantasy tomorrow now knowing you lost. My bad, Flip. I will get it done. Are you talking about the Fuck Them Kids? They're on my website now, I believe. BarryIsFunny.com. Yeah, the Fuck Them Kids should be on my Barry Is Funny website. Yep. BarryIsFunny.com. Yes. I thought you were talking about the Patreon shirts. Yeah, the Barry is Funny shirt, or the Barry is Funny Fuck Them Kids shirts are the one-star kids. Yeah, that's BarryIsFunny.com. But I'm working on a whole Fuck Them Kids line of shirts. I've got like 50 ideas for shirts. So, all right. Let's get at it. Tomorrow we'll do fantasy updates, pick 'em contest. Look ahead to week 7 in the NFL, week 8 in college football. And we didn't get to a couple of videos I want to do. I've got some fun stuff for you. Some really funny shit that I want to get to. Some funny, hilarious things to discuss with you guys. So we'll do that tomorrow. All right? All right, I just want to say one more thing before I remind you guys. I just want to say, and I mean this, but I just want to say, fuck taxes. All right, I did that. Hey, I want to remind you guys, be safe, be kind, and most importantly, gosh darn it, diddly do, love each other. Even flip. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. I don't think we ever raid. Let's see. Oh, live sports talkative talk. What is this dude doing? Nope, never a fucking Oh, Bash is on. We're raiding Bash. Let's return the love and raid Bash. Let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all say hi to Bash for me. All right. Please, everybody. Show some love. Show some love. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye, everybody. Daddy's making a YouTube video.